Welcome back to the weirdest segment we have yet to do and potentially are going to do for hopefully a long time. This is going to be our Christmas list. We are the team at Prairie Reviews. We review a whole bunch of books, games, movies, and video games. Sebastian, fantastic shades, buddy. Loving it. And today we're giving
Oh
a
yeah.
rundown top 5 Christmas movies all time. We actually ran a couple polls on Instagram to find out what you guys thought were the top 5 Christmas movies. Those will be at the end. For now, we're just going to jump straight into our opinions. Also, in case you can't tell, because all the red, go Team Canada. Fantastic time of year. So, at number 5, yep, 5, we have The Polar Express. So I know Sebastian absolutely adores this movie. It's one of his top. So I'm going to throw straight to you. You can take her away and give us your piece.
Honestly, for me, the best part about this movie is watching it on Christmas Eve because it takes place Christmas Eve. Like, there's Christmas movies that take place the weeks before Christmas, the day of Christmas, the night before. There are quite a few that take place Christmas Eve, but this movie's about Christmas Eve, and the train is so cool. They've got the Polar Express song, which is pretty catchy. They've got the hot chocolate segment. They've got some really cool animation, and it's just a fun adventure that is perfect for family Christmas time. And it's big, it's fun, and I mean, I've loved it since I can remember. And you get to see the big man himself, Santa Claus, out there. So remember, all you kids, be nice for these next 24 hours-ish to get on that nice list.
Yep, exactly. Nathaniel, currently covered in a Christmas bag. What you got for us?
The fantastic bag man.
Overall, still, yeah, thanks. I guess it was a pretty good movie. I gotta say the train, probably the best part. I mean, it is called the Polar Express, so gotta say I really enjoyed that whole part. I gotta say the intro kind of was a bit weird to me, but other than that, it was still a pretty good movie overall.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Not going to love them all. Not going to be diehard fans like Sebastian is every single time. But I'd say for me,
diehard fans.
Exactly. You know what? It was close. It was close. I do have to say that the biggest part of this movie that I enjoyed is every time I look back on this movie, I'm in our elementary school gym watching it on the floor. That floor sucked and the gym was way too small, but for some reason, that was the best day of the whole year, hands down.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Yeah,
occasionally we watched
days,
it in the hallway. So that was even worse on your behind.
Oh,
but
I
you know what?
remember that.
It was still fantastic. That was the only day you could bring Pop to school. Great time.
Oh, yes, definitely.
It was a good
The one
time
year
to
they
be
made
alive.
us hot chocolate too.
Yeah, it was wonderful. 4th grade, fantastic. Okay, we're gonna, I guess, dive straight into more cringy things, just like these outfits. We're having a fantastic time here today. At number 4, we have Rudolph. We're gonna let Nathaniel take the lead on this one, just because I think based on his facial expressions, he's really excited about this one.
Oh yes,
Really
definitely
interesting.
Rudolph. It's a good old classic. Good old. I think almost everyone knows the story of Rudolph and his red nose. And the movie does a really good job of going over his story, how it goes. It's a nice movie for the family to watch and enjoy together, no matter how old or how young you are.
Sebastian, whenever you're ready,
Me
let
now.
it rip, buddy.
Okay, good to know. I can't tell because Nat's got a bag on his head, so I wasn't sure if he was just pausing or not.
Sorry about that.
So, here we go. This is my Rudolph, so I can tell you for a fact that I've got a special connection with the friend. Yeah, his antlers, they kind of
Did you
deteriorated
kick him
over
on
the years.
accident?
Yeah, he spent a lot of months in a box. But great movie, very fun. Of course, you get the memorable song that you hear on every radio station over the holidays.
Yep.
Of course, iconic overall, just a cool animation style, fun story, lots of cool things happen throughout. And I mean, like the song says, he'll go down in history.
Yep.
You let that slay.
Absolutely. I guarantee you this is one of the first Christmas movies or Christmas stories that any of us ever heard from the absolute youngest age, and it's timeless. You're going to enjoy it no matter how old you are. That story it's just right. You can watch it over and over and over again. I think that's really what makes a really good Christmas movie. I think you two would agree. is
Mhm.
you can have a really good Christmas movie, but if you can't watch it year after year after year and enjoy it, it's not going to last, right? So
That is very fair. That's a good point.
at number 3, we have How the Grinch Stole Christmas. So there's 3 versions out there. There's the 2018 version, there's the live action Jim Carrey, and there's this very, very dated version. This is the one. This is number 3. The original takes the cake.
Yes,
Absolutely.
does indeed.
Live action's close, but we're going with the original, the classic here. Seb, you look like you're jumping out of your chair. What do you got for us?
I mean, honestly, this for me, depending on the year, almost takes number 1 sometimes. I mean, I have the book in my room. I've read it year after year. Every Christmas, my dad would read it, or my mom, and we'd watch the 2 versions that existed at the time. And I mean, the original animated one is short but sweet. It's not too long. It's of course it invented the classic song that we all know.
Yep.
And it's fun. And the cool thing about the original animated one is it looks exactly like the book because Dr. Seuss himself worked on it. So it's like an exact interpretation or adaptation.
Yep.
So it's a great movie. It's got a good message about Christmas as a whole. It's fun. It's got a memorable song, good characters. It's funny. It's heartfelt. It's a good time.
Nathaniel, Bagman, you're up.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same thing as what Seb's been saying. On the point how Austin mentioned that a good Christmas movie is something you watch like every single year. The Grinch, How the Grinch Stole Christmas is one of those movies we have like watched I think every single year during the Christmas party after math class. I think. Is
that
the
too.
one? Yep.
Yep, absolutely.
That
High school?
I mean, if we watch it, high school. If we watch that every single year, it's got to be a good movie.
Exactly.
Good characters, as Seb said, good message, good. It's super memorable. Everyone knows the story about it, and just overall, it's a good movie.
Yep. I would say that this is a Dr. Seuss creation through and through, that, and you can tell that even if you didn't know that, you watch the movie one time, you hear the story one time, it's already in your brain, right? He's so magic with his words, and it just translated into his images as well. It's a fantastic movie. Feel good. You definitely know the songs. You definitely know the plot. Nothing else needs to be said.
No.
Now we're moving on.
I would say though.
Oh, we're not moving on. We're doubling back.
Just quickly. But I think at one point his most famous story would have been The Cat in the Hat. But since the Christmas is present and past, the Grinch has stolen that cake.
Yep.
As he stole the Christmas.
I would agree.
He's now the number 1 Seuss story.
That was clever.
Now we can move on.
All
I know.
right. I appreciate your permission. That was thank you. Alrighty, coming in at number 2, we have potentially I believe the newest movie on this list by quite a while. Elf.
Polar Express might be newer.
Is Polar Express? I think it's close.
I think Polar Express is close. Yeah, they're close.
I think so. Well, Seb, once again, you're jumping out of your chair. Before you come and tackle one of us, go ahead.
I mean, I just love Christmas and everything Christmas. So, yeah, Elf. Just like it's got this great mix of adult comedy sometimes, and it's a kid comedy. And Will Ferrell shines as just this like adult who just acts like a kid, or an elf in this case. And he's just so excited. Like when Santa comes to the store, he's so innocent, just Christmas spirit. Kids relate to him more than adults. He eats candy with everything. He's jumping up and down for Santa. He likes wearing a costume. Like, it's just a great movie. It's got fun energy. It's sweet. It's very, very funny. And it's a good movie. It's a good movie.
Nat, you're up, bud.
All right. Well, I gotta say, this is a movie for like everyone of all ages to enjoy for sure. As a kid, some of these jokes would probably fly over their head, but they do make it still enjoyable for the adults to watch who have to sit through with their children. The energy that Will Ferrell brings is really nice. It's really contagious. Like his energy, his happiness, just his like innocent little adventure through the story is just super nice, super refreshing. just overall just a really fun thing to experience.
Yeah, absolutely. One of his, well, not necessarily, no, I'm going to say it. One of his most memorable roles for sure out there.
Yes.
And he embodies that character so well. It's one of those ones like you said, Nathaniel, like you said, Sebastian, that this is a big one where age doesn't matter. There's different little things that are going to make your kids laugh, that are going to make you laugh, that are going to make your grandparents. Like it's got a perfect mix for everybody, right? There's something in there for everybody to enjoy. And that's why it got ranked number 2. And for
Now, before we move on to number 1, quickly,
and for the second
we
time,
have some.
the teacher is going to take over and teach the class. Go ahead.
You're welcome. Yeah, so we have 2 honorable mentions we just want to bring up. I think we should bring them up before the big reveal of our number 1. So
Sure, that works.
First honorable mention is good old Frosty the Snowman. You know him, you love him. It's a short but sweet movie you've probably seen in your class since kindergarten, and you'll continue to see on TV every year till the end of time. Second is is definitely our most recent that would have made this list. Good old Arthur Christmas. It's fun, it's heartfelt, it's got a really cool idea, good characters. I liked it the first time I watched it. I've liked it every time since. But yeah, so those are honorable mentions. Nearly made the list, just missed the cut. Still great Christmas movies. Definitely go check them out. Now, Austin, I give it back to you for the number 1 movie of Christmas.
I have your permission to unveil our top Christmas movie. Thank you. I appreciate it.
You do.
Once again, our typical host is just lacking his power grab right now, so he had to try to snatch that back for a second. It's all right. We're not going to let him derail our Christmas train. Our Polar Express.
Polar Express.
I apologize for everybody at home that I missed out on that opportunity. That's on me. I'm new at this. Doesn't matter. We're going to number 1. Number 1. If you haven't guessed that already, what the heck are you doing? It's Home Alone. Classic. So funny. If this wasn't your number 1 after hearing our first 4, you're not watching the right movies. We need to fix your genre because this is it. This is what you need out of a Christmas movie. I'm going to throw it directly to Nathaniel, to my left. Yeah, to my left. Go ahead.
Well, for sure. This is like the all-time biggest movie that's the most replayable, for sure. It never gets old, no matter what age you are, no matter how many times you've seen the movie. Even if you watch it many times over, you still know what's coming. It's still great. It's still funny. The traps are great. Kevin McAllister is like an amazing protagonist for this movie. He's a clever kid, and it just spawns so many like amazing jokes that people still talk about to this day.
Yeah, I'd go on that. It's one of the most quotable Christmas movies you'll ever watch. It's got great characters. Harry and Marv, just hilarious to watch them fail and fail. And yeah, the third act, the traps. Everyone remembers the traps. Like, I mean, and as a kid, you're like, yeah, I could do this. You got so pumped. You wanted to watch him just beat all these guys and like get like, yeah, stepping on ornaments and like grabbing a door that was like preheated, like all hot. It's a hilarious classic movie. You'll love it every time. You probably watch it more than once over Christmas. I know I have before. With a few of these I have, but this one for sure. Most Christmases, 2-3 times a Christmas, I'll watch this one. It's a great movie. You'll see it in school. You'll see it everywhere. People talk about it and love it, and they're never going to forget it.
Yep, absolutely. This is the biggest movie for Christmas time. If you haven't seen it yet, I can't even explain how fantastic this movie is. It covers sort of like it's the same. We love Kevin McAllister, the same reason we love Bugs Bunny. We like watching pain. Be honest with yourself. You like watching Marv get hit in the face with a paint bucket. You love watching him fall down the stairs. It's a good time. It's funny for everybody. That is the one language that is funny. Doesn't matter how old you are. Doesn't matter how young you are. You'll see a toddler laugh at that. You'll see a 90-year-old laugh at that. It's a great time for everybody. And it's one of the most enjoyable movies of all time. That's our 5. That was our 5 movies. The top 5 we enjoyed. Now, for the list you've really been waiting for, or I hope not. I hope you didn't go through the whole video to see what you guys thought the top 5 was. That'd be really disappointing.
Your list.
That would hurt my soul just a little bit. But we have the top 5 movies as voted by our Instagram following. Now that you got both lists, you can clearly see we have much better taste in movies than our viewers. No, I'm just kidding. But the lists are pretty similar. There's not a whole lot of differences, which tells me that our opinions are not straight out in left field like we think they may be at some point. But that's all we got for you today. Top 5 movies. Your guys' top 5 movies. Pretty close. Not quite the same. There's a couple add-ons, but I do believe our honorable mentions covered just about all the top movies that you need to check out this Christmas season. Be sure to like this video and hit that bell for notifications about our upcoming reviews and potentially more videos like this as well. Be sure to check back for more singing and Sebastian, because that's what we all come for.
Santa Claus is coming.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas, folks.